sorry. That was the video, Jane. You're not driving.
Yeah, no, Jared's with me. Jared's in the Beast, so he's been driving around. We've been working as a partnership just to give the best vantage point of what's happening here in Ocean City, New Jersey. So I'm parked where we have some coastal flooding. Well, not just some significant coastal flooding. And then also, too, here on the bay. This is the Great Egg Harbor Bay, and it opens up to the inlet into the Atlantic. I've got the 9th Street Bridge behind the camera, and off into the distance, the Garden State Parkway. And so this is obviously a huge bay that has been churned up. Now, it's also very beautiful when we don't have a nor'easter. It's calm. The sunsets are $1 million, right? But on a night like tonight, it's going to be really nasty. Now, we just went through our first high tide cycle of this storm, really pressing on this community. We had a 6.6 foot water rise, mean water level as we went through about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And that brought upwards of 1.5 to 2 feet of inundation in the back streets along the bay, low-lying prone areas, but it closed down streets and it made travel nearly impossible for almost 4 to 5 hours. Now we're getting into the time of the evening where those floodwaters are starting to recede. Low tide is right about now, and then we get our second high tide of this cycle as we go through the overnight tonight. But I'm showing you the bay because what's so interesting about this story is, yes, of course, we always look to the beaches because we know we have 10 to 15 foot waves. That energy's crashing on shore. We can expect beach erosion. We certainly can expect some dune overwash. But what's so interesting about the bay is obviously this is going to want to enter out in that low tide cycle as we go throughout the hour. But the problem is you have such powerful northeasterly winds, which have only gotten stronger. And so that's going to act like a barrier to allowing this water to go out. I mean, you can look at the current. The current is nowhere near the Atlantic as it continues to push up the bay here. And we see just the white caps and the churned up water that's putting a lot of pressure on these docks. And that's what worries me, because as we go through high tide tonight, we're expecting to see an even higher tide than this afternoon, and through tomorrow afternoon, an even higher tide still. We got to moderate flood stage today. Major flood stage is expected as we go through the day tomorrow, and we could see water levels that we haven't seen in quite some time. Aaron came through here and brought about a 7-foot water rise, just shy of major flood stage, but it was completely crippling to Ocean City when it slowed down the traffic and, of course, for hours on end, kept people stalled where they are. But I worry that we could see some damage, especially when we